Round 4 of the NASCAR Heat games since NASCAR Heat 2, folks. There, and the defending champion, Mucka, in the 08 Chevy, on the racetrack, rocking and rolling in the 8 Chevy and the 0 Chevy. Thanks a bunch for joining me.
Welcome back.
We're rocking and rolling here. Oh yeah, the pack's thundering into turn 3 now. Side-by-side battle for the race lead with Flash 9. The 2021 NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series champion in the red car on the bottom, trying to complete that pass against Aaron Garcia in the number 1 Chevy Camaro, who's fighting hard up there on the outside line. Less grip up there and less draft help for him as well. Right now it seems like the defending champ, Jason Doro, in the 08 Chevy, going all the way to the bottom to give a push to Matt Smith instead of the number 1 Chevy Camaro. A little bit further behind them is Jordan Roughton in the 18. The 0 of Cameron Norton has worked his way up into the top 5. Looking for that first career NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series win, and there's a big wreck. The 9 Chevy went for a spin, and there was a couple of other cars that had nowhere to go lap race, guys, but we've seen 2 yellows so far. What seems to be the vibe out there? 24 cars in the field. It's a big field.
It's calm up in the front, but a lot of lifting.
10-4.
Because, you know, you have to work the air a little bit. You also have to know what moves you're going to have to make smartly and not dumbly. So I'm just being patient up here, so we'll see what we can get.
I like it. Long way to go in this one still. These drivers have another opportunity to come and make adjustments and make a pit stop if they want to, but I think if some drivers stayed out there, we've got Jordan Dorosek in the 74 car, qualified 3rd for this race, 9 wins last season, and he's going to take the lead for this restart. We're green, folks. He's got Angelo in the 92 on his outside on the front row.
Fun fact, he pit on the last caution, so that's what gave him the track position, so that really paid off for him.
Ah, very good. And give a call to Angelo, returning to NOSSCAR recently. He's got 3 or 4 MotorMaster Series wins in his career. I'd have to double check which it is there. And they were all back in 2018 in the inaugural season on NASCAR Heat 2. Oh, they're side by side. These restarts have been wild. It's 3 wide up here towards the front, and it's 3 wide deeper in the field as well. There's a lot of lifting, and there's a lot of drivers just trying to tiptoe their way through this and wait for it to get a little bit spread out. There you see, there's Jason Armstrong. MotorMaster Series win in his career, a couple of truck wins as well. He's riding along just outside of the top 15, 24 cars on the racetrack. They're all still on the lead lap. They're chasing the race leader, Jordan Dorosek, but it's been the story of the race so far has been these restarts. You can't seem to get into a rhythm so far, but maybe now is the time. We seem to be rolling pretty good at this point. And side-by-side battle for the race lead. 2-time NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series champion Matt Smith makes the move to the inside. There was minor contact between he and Jordan Dorosek, but they sorted it back out and they held on to it, both of them, and the new leader out of the exchange was the number 2 red car Chevy Camaro of Matt Smith. And nobody will ever forget the season finale finish in this series when they were 4 wide at the at Phoenix for the championship. And we have a caution on the racetrack, folks. My apologies, and we'll throw it down to in-race reporter Alex Tesdahl. Alex, what did you see out there? Do you know what the yellow's for? Oh man, that's a tough break. The 22 Ford Mustang, deeper in the field. And Croyce Wicks making his debut here in the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series, and a lot of front-end damage to that machine. He's going to need to come into pit road and make some repairs, maybe a few adjustments as well, send him back out on his way. There's Bailey Stepler, the Canadian driver, making his debut as well. No marks, I don't think, on the 78 Toyota so far. Doesn't have the track position he's looking for, but really just looking for seat time here, looking to log laps. Round 4 of the season, folks, 5th annual NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series. driving these Xfinity cars on the NASCAR Heat games. Green flag back in the air. They're being led to the line by the two-time Platinum Cup champion, Matt Smith. We have 5 laps to go in stage 1. Getting word from in-race reporter Cameron Norton, who's driving that 0 car, and he's been up there in the top 10 all race long. Getting a good push from Angelo. Top 4 breakaway. There's a big wreck deeper in the field. The 8 car of Timmy Brown was involved. The 07 of Titans was involved, and we're going to have another yellow here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Just can't seem to get in a rhythm here tonight. There's Emily making her debut here tonight in the NASCAR MotorMaster Series, and I don't think she got any damage from this. She was close. And there's the 61 Toyota of Jeffrey Robinson Jr., former NASCAR champion, back on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition. Billy Hollywood, a couple of wins last year for him, and he's off to a solid start this season as well, currently in a playoff spot in the point standings after 3 races. There's the 2-time NASCAR World Champion, Even Steven, and those championships won on Gran Turismo Sport. He's been full-time on NASCAR Heat 5 for a year now. This will be his 2nd season, and looking for big things for him in 2022.
All right, I gotta have a better restart.
Seems like track position is key, because, yeah, mid-pack, guys, it seems like a hornet's nest, like it was described by both of you earlier. Track position is crucial here at Vegas. Green flag back in the air.
All right, so green-white checkered, basically. It's 1 to go.
1 lap to go right here and now for the stage 1 win. Matt Smith trying to hold on, and like I said, he's only got another set of corners here. Now Jordan Roughton gets to the bottom of Aaron Garcia and looking for 2nd. It's the top 5 who get paid out the stage points. Nearly contact between the 18 and the 1. The 18 of Roughton runs them very high up towards the outside. Matt Smith's gonna take the stage. I believe Jordan Roughton took 2nd there in that battle between those two.
Mucka had a good run there. That was pretty impressive.
We'll throw it down to Cameron Norton, in-race reporter, to get the top 5 from stage 1, because he's in it.
Flash 9 PC Panthers, Black Cross Mucka, and yours truly.
How about it, folks? It's been a wild race so far. A little bit dramatic here so far at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. A couple of short runs to begin, and stage 1 was really all short runs. Hoping to find a rhythm here for stage 2. 24 cars out there on the racetrack right now, and they're all still chasing the 2 car of Matt Smith. We've had 3 different leaders in this race. Matt Smith in the 2, the 74 of Jordan Dorsek, and of course the pole sitter in the 1, Aaron Garcia. Some strategy deployed. Some strategy deployed for track position. And I don't believe it was intentional on the 78's part. I don't think Bailey hit the button to go to pit road in time. That's a shame. He's going to drop to the back and let the field go. He's got much more worn tires than these drivers around him. The green flag is in the air, and it's Chris Ryan in the 36 car leading him down the back straightaway now. There's the 38, Thomas Kohick, on his outside, looking to battle him for it. Thomas making his first start of the season, ran part-time last year and came so close so many times to finding victory lane. He's going to complete the pass and lead this lap. 5 different leaders. Man, they're stacked up 3 wide behind them, a couple of rows deep. Now they're back down to 2 wide. These drivers doing a lot of lifting, but some of them doing a whole lot of accelerating as well. Some are playing this right, taking their time and taking it easy, and others just pushing the issue and looking for track position. 22 was around over there on the front straightaway. The 8 car clipped the 61. He spins through the grass. We're green so far.
As soon as she hit the wall, I had a good view of that one, and I just got hit and saved it. Got some damage, but I'll be fine.
And the 2-tire gamble for Popeye, not paying this one. We're in stage 2. There was a little bit of contact between he and the 7. The 92 just lost control. And he spun on the front straightaway. We're still green. And that's a heartbreaker for Angelo. Qualified strong for this race. Kind of looked like a few cars stacked up there. Angelo was at the tail end of the line, of the chain, and they bottlenecked. He got the worst end of the deal. Lost control, went into the outside wall. And we have Titans in the 07 off the racetrack. So 23 cars left on the racetrack. And now the field has begun to spread out a little bit. And we've got a long green flag run on our hands here, perhaps. Still Thomas Kohick in the 38 leading the race. The 51, Trey Hollywood, has worked his way up into second, but now he's being challenged for it by Jordan Dorosek in the 74 car, who looks to the inside. He's going to complete the pass over there in 3 and 4. Just behind him, Aaron Garcia in the 1, the pole sitter, hanging tough in the top 5. And the draft is very strong here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in these Xfinity cars. So as long as you're in this pack, you've got a chance to go up there and win this thing.
Seems like most of these guys are running the middle line to the top, sometimes the bottom. I think 1 and 2, it's where most of the grip is for the middle lane, and then 3 and 4 is the bottom.
There's good insight from in-race reporter Cameron Norton. He got stage points in stage 1, looking for more in stage 2, but a lot of these drivers did some strategy there on those pit stops and got track position out of it, but now we see those drivers who took 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles get back to the front and work their way forward. Jordan Dorosek just did that. He takes the race lead in that number 74 Camaro. 4 fresh tires, and he's bringing the 2-time NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion with him. It's the 2 car of Matt Smith. There's a bit of a scuffle behind them. It was Trey Hollywood in the 51 who went up and made contact with the outside wall and lost a ton of track position because of this. He's still in this lead group, and he's at the tail of it, and he's definitely got some aero damage. And we have a new race leader yet again, and it's Matt Smith in the 2. 2-time Cup champ. Finds his way to the front. He's got 2 wins so far to start the season. We're working round 4 here of 2022, and he was able to win the Daytona 300, 5th annual Daytona 300, and he was able to win round 2 at Sonoma as well. And of course, round 3 was won by the number 1 car of Aaron Garcia, the pole sitter for this race, and now we see him taking a look underneath. Jordan Dorosek in the 74 car. That's the battle for 3rd, and they've both caught up to the back bumper of Thomas Kohick in the 38. He used some pit strategy there to get this track position, so he might be a little bit off the pace compared to these 2 cars who are definitely on 4 fresh tires.
Well, that wasn't smart. I got loose in the tribal, and I decided to hit the wall. I couldn't risk these other guys getting wrecked. That was a handful.
It's good racing all throughout the field here, and everybody very spread out at this point. Got a long run field going. Let's throw it down to the in-race reporter Alex Tesdall. Alex, where are you running? How's the car feeling? What's the vibe like out there on the racetrack? Good stuff. And some of these drivers that really needed a yellow didn't get one, so we're seeing drivers like Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61, Angelo in the 92, and more. They're going to need to rally back from some of this. Bailey Steffler in the 78 as well, and this long green flag run has changed everything, but I'm glad we're seeing it because stage 1 was wild, folks. Team Motors were getting a lot of money cost on them.
I think they put their mind to it. Long race to go. So we're seeing some fantastic racing out here.
Matt Smith has done a great job breaking the threshold of the draft with these drivers he has pulled away, and he's kind of in his own zone at this point. Jordan Dorsek running in second in the 74 car. He was battling side by side for a while with Aaron Garcia, our pole sitter, in the number 1 Chevy Camaro, but since then that has fizzled out. Thomas Kohick, slightly more worn tires than the top 3, riding along in 4th after leading some laps in this race, and we should give a call to the 90 machine. That's King G, driver from FRR. He was my teammate last year for the 2021 FRR season. He was driving the Penske cars, and very good guy, very talented racer. He was invited here to the NASCAR MotorMaster Series, given a contract opportunity with Rockstar Racing in the 90, and a big wreck coming out of turn 4, and it started with Ayrton Frederick in the 9. I believe we're still green somehow, some way. And that was a wild incident over there. Now, I didn't see exactly what sparked it, but it started with the 9 of Ayrton Frederick, 4-time NASCAR champion, 9 wins on NASCAR Heat 5 in NASCAR. He's got severe front-end damage to that car. He came to a dead stop, it looked like, against the wall when they were towards the exit of turn 4, right in the groove, and a whole bunch of cars had nowhere to go, and I'm sure a lot of them have a lot of damage, just like the 9 car does. And he's around over in turn 4 again after contact with the wall. And he's off the racetrack and done for the day, it looks like. And we're going to continue on. One of the favorites here to win the race, one of the favorites to win the championship this season, is now off the racetrack and done for the day. And that changes everything.
3 laps to go.
Thank you, Cameron Norton. 3 laps to go in stage 2. Oh, we just saw Jordan Dorsek get up into the outside wall a little bit, coming out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway, and that was enough for him to give up second place to Aaron Garcia in the 1. And we just saw Angelo in the 92 go 1 lap down to your race leader. He's hoping that he's the only one who does go a lap down from now until the green-white checkers, because he would get that free pass and be back on the lead lap. 2 laps to go in stage 2. The top 5 get stage points. Matt Smith in the lead. Aaron Garcia, Jordan Dorsek, Thomas Kohick, and King G. The top 5 here for stage 2, and they're coming around to see the white flag. But bad news for Angelo. The 22 just went a lap down, so now he needs to catch him before the end of this lap in order to get that free pass. And proving why he's arguably the man to beat here at a race in the MotorMaster Series. Matt Smith at a 4 to the line. He wins stage 2 in a late charge there by the 1 of Aaron Garcia. He was coming with a head of steam. Almost got him, but not quite. Matt Smith wins the stage. Second's going to go to Aaron Garcia. 3rd to Jordan Dorsek. 4th to Thomas Kohick. 5th to King G in the 90. Great run for that 90 machine. Defending MotorMaster Series champion, there's Mucka. He's in the top 15, I believe. He's on the lead lap still and in the hunt, just for you Mucka fans out there. And we'll throw it down to in-race reporter Alex Tesdall to find out how many cars are on the lead lap. Perfect. 24 cars started the event, 22 left on track, 19 on the lead lap, and we're set for the final stage of round 4 of the 2022 MotorMaster Series season here on NASCAR Heat 5. The green flag is in the air. Matt Smith, Aaron Garcia leads them into turn 1. Seen a little bit of everything in this one so far. We've seen short runs, we've seen a long run now, and we've kind of got an idea on who the key players are for the win and for top 5s at this point. But then again, some of these drivers have been mired in traffic ever since the drop of the green flag and have not been able to show just how quick they really are. So there's a whole lot undiscovered. There's a lot of uncovered ground here, and we're going to get to the bottom of it Here in the final stage at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, we saw Jordan Rout in the 18 go up, make contact with the outside wall. He drops out of the top 5 as a result. Cameron Norton in the 0 is going to get underneath him and take that position. Jason Armstrong in the 12, just behind them. So 16 of Trenton French right there with him. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 having a good run. He makes it 4 wide, and he's going to get himself into the top 10 and bring Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61 car with him. In a side-by-side battle here, Cameron Norton in the 0, the 90 machine, King G. That is a battle for 4th. Excuse me, actually it's a battle for 6th, rather. Jesse Carlson in the 20 just in front of him in that 5th place position, while the top 4 have kind of driven away from the rest of the field just a little bit. Being led by your race leader and 2-time NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion Matt Smith in the 2. The only 2 drivers with wins so far in the first 3 races this season are running 1-2 right now. Jordan Dorsett running in 3rd, 9 wins for him last season. And how about Thomas Kohick, scored in the 4th place position in the number 38 machine. Looking for his first career NASCAR MotorMaster Series win. Came close a few different occasions last season and looking to stand on top of the podium here today in Vegas. King G settles out into the 5th place position now as he's taken that spot from Jesse Carlson in the 20. Jesse running a higher line here at Vegas, and it's cost him a couple of spots here in the final stage. Not only did King G get around him for 5th, but Cameron Norton took the 6th place position. Jordan Routon runs in 7th. Jesse Carlson scored in 8th. Trenton Krentz in 9th. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. rounding out the top 10. Josh Colm-Diaz 11th. Defending MotorMaster champion Jason Doro scored in 12th. Chris Ryan in 13th. And it looked like it was Alex Tesdall in 14th. Angelo in 15th in the 92 machine. Oh, and there's a wreck deeper in the field here. Angelo is involved. He just spun in front of the 8 machine of Timmy Brown, and we have a caution on the racetrack here in the final stage. Didn't see exactly what triggered it, but I don't know, there was 4 or 5 cars racing pretty tight over there for position, and a couple of them made contact and went around. There you see the 15 Chevy Camaro of Emily. She's making her debut here tonight in the NASCAR MotorMaster Series. No contact for her in this wreck. She was able to get it scot-free. And Timmy Brown, 2018 NASCAR Brickyard 200 winner, was not as fortunate. He's got some left front damage to that number 8 Chevy Camaro. He'll be coming to pit road, that's for sure. I think a lot of these drivers will be coming to pit road, though.
Yes.
And for the most part, it's been all about Matt Smith, Aaron Garcia, Jordan Dorsett. They've been the consistent front runners here, and now King G in the 90, Thomas Kohick in the 38, they're right there as well. Green flag back in the air, and Cameron Norton in the 0 has been strong all day. He's up there in 6th. How quickly everybody just went for the bottom. It seems like the inside line through 1 and 2 on the restarts is the place to be. The 90 car lost a position to Thomas Kohick on that restart. And I think having the inside line had a big role in that. This caution really helped a couple of drivers that were still stuck 1 lap down, and drivers that maybe took a wave around and didn't have the tires and the fuel to go the distance. And everybody's back on even playing ground for the most part. Oh, we got a car out of control over in turn 1. It was Jason Armstrong, and I think that he held on to it. Thank goodness, because he was going to come back up onto the track right in front of a lot of good race cars. Veteran move there by Armstrong. He's been here since NASCAR Heat 2 days, folks, back in 2018. The top 5 have broken away from the rest of the field. Seems like if you're going to have a chance to win this race, you've got to have a good restart, stay in the draft with these drivers up at the front, and drive away from the rest of the field using that draft with them.
It's one thing I have been lacking is the restarts. I'm not good at them. I'll have to have a Jeff Gordon restart of my life if I'm going to want to do it.
Top 5 have driven away. And we got a car going through the grass now. That was Cameron Norton, our in-race reporter, and he's back up onto the track now. Nice save by him, but he's going to lose 6th place and maybe a couple more spots here before it's said and done. What happened there, Cameron?
Don't know what that was about, but the 18 came right across my freaking quarter panel on the front.
Overall, good save for you. You're still in the hunt, and you didn't take anybody out in the process, so good on you. Good job. And we stay green here in Las Vegas. How many laps to go, boys?
Fixing to cross the line, I'll tell you in just a second. 39.
10-4, guys. Thank you. And pitting once before the end, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
We'll have to at least make one pit stop, for sure.
Right on. And there's so much action all over this racetrack right now. We just saw Alex Tesdall in the 8-car dive underneath Cameron Norton. Our 2 in-race reporters are battling for position just outside of the top 10. Excuse me, should say just inside the top 10. In 9th and 10th now, here comes Jason Doro coming up the inside in that lime green and black 08 Chevy Camaro. Once getting racy, it's the final stage, but everybody doing a very clean job doing it. And you could see the 36, Chris Ryan, was trying to drive deep into turn 3 so he could clear the 0 and try to get to the bottom, but he couldn't quite do it. He was almost there. Both drivers racing hard, but respectful. How about Josh Colm-Diaz, folks, in the 7? We haven't spoken much about him all race long, and it kind of surprises me a little bit. He was on fire last year. He won the 2021 NASCAR Legend Series Championship here on NASCAR Heat 5 in the Cup cars. No playoff system, most points at the end of the season as your champion. Did a great job in that season. Right now finds himself in 6th when he's been kind of struggling to get track position all night long. Here's Thomas Kohik in the 38, trying to get up to the outside there and complete this pass. It's been tough to do it on the top, I find, especially over in 1 and 2. And you can see just in front of these guys, the lead has changed hands here. Flash 9, 2-time NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion, has given up the top spot for the time being to the 74 of Jordan Dorset. Those 2 drivers battled hard for the championship last year, so hard in fact that they wrecked coming to the start finish line in the championship race, and it was Jason Doro that drove up the middle to win the 2021 NASCAR MotorMaster Series championship. Arguably one of the most exciting finishes we've ever had in MotorMaster Series history, especially when there was a championship on the line. And as you can see, they're not done yet. They've got a lot more battling to do with each other for more wins in NASCAR, it seems. Jordan making his first start of the season, and he's led a lot of laps here tonight. The Team JCR cars looking pretty strong right now, running in 1st and 3rd. And their buddy Titans is off the racetrack in the 07 car, and he's going to get 24th place finish points here at the end of the day. Didn't see exactly what happened to him either. Consider Aaron Garcia, sitting right there in 5th, waiting to pounce. No reason to. There's a lot of laps left, and I think the top 5 are driving away from the rest of the field by not battling each other. Here's the 2nd group of cars on the racetrack right now. 7 car, Josh Colm-Diaz running in 6th. He's the red car at the front of this group. Chris Ryan running in 7th. Jordan Roughton running in 8th. Jason Doro in 9th in the black and lime green 08 car. Angelo rounds out the top 10 with Alex Tesdall right behind him in 11th. Cameron Norton in 12th. Dustin Franklin in the 11 car. in 13th. Excuse me, that is Trenton Prince actually in 13th in the 16. And we got one going through the grass on the front straightaway here, and it was Trey Hollywood in the 51 car. Had a strong season in 2021. It was looking for big things here in 2022. Had 3 solid races to kick off the 2022 season, but he's not had the race he was hoping for here today at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. At this stage in the race, these drivers have all gotten into a rhythm at this point. They're definitely settled in and kind of just nursing their cars at a really fast pace still, just trying to get to the end of this thing with the track position that they have and the goal in mind to try to better it as the race goes along. It's a long run feel at this point, and a big mistake at this point would definitely cost these drivers a shot at a good finish, and they definitely don't want that. And when green flag pit stops begin, that's going to be another important thing. A pit road speeding penalty is definitely going to ruin your day here. And being in the final stage, you're not going to have very much time to overcome it. And in fact, even a yellow might not save you at that point with a pit road speeding penalty, depending on where you are in comparison to the race leader. When the pit stop cycle begins, you might go a lap down with a pit road speeding penalty. Saw Angelo get a little bit out of shape there. I think he tagged the wall just a little bit. He lost 6th place. Chris Ryan's going to take it 4 now. This is the second group of cars that we're watching. The top 5 is kind of just single file riding right now and trying to mind their P's and Q's and keep driving away from the rest of the field. There you see them. The running order changes every now and then, but for the most part it's pretty stationary up here. Jordan Dorsek is your new race leader. Aaron Garcia in the 1 car worked his way up into 2nd. Thomas Kohick is in 3rd. Matt Smith in the 2 runs in 4th. Tim G rounding out the top 5, and then number 90 Chevy Camaro. It's a strong car here tonight for him, making his debut in the NASCAR MotorMaster Series. And again, folks, this is that second group of cars. Both of my in-race reporters are in this group. Alex, how's it feel in there? Never mind, we'll get back to you. That's all right.
Car is really, really loose. I think I'm going to make a pit stop now.
Here's the 3rd group of cars. I believe that's the 8 car. Yeah, it's Timmy Brown leading the group with Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61, Jesse Carlson in the white number 20 Toyota right there with him, and Harold Burden in the 39 car. And all of these drivers are long-time NASCAR drivers, some of them from back on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition. And we heard him right, folks. In-race reporter Cameron Norton comes to pit road. So did Josh Colm Diaz in the number 7, and so did the Canadian Bailey Steffler. There's Steffler in the 78, in his debut here tonight in the NASCAR MotorMaster Series. The window is open. We're getting a reporting word from Alex Tesdall. You can pit now and make it to the end on fuel and tires.
Yes, tires are an issue.
Oh, okay, yeah. My fault, folks. Tires might be an issue for some of these drivers, and it might come down to tire wear. Now, I didn't see exactly where. Oh, okay, we got the... guys, we got the 38 of Thomas Kohick stationary on pit road. I don't believe the crews work. Oh, they are. Okay, he was on pit road for a pit stop, actually, folks. We missed it. He's the highest running driver to make a pit stop so far here in the final stage at Las Vegas. We saw Jordan Roughton on pit road as well. Trey Hollywood in the 51. On pit road there for the two-time NASCAR World Champion from Gran Turismo Sport, Even Steven, coming to pit road in the 16. I believe it was Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61 just behind him doing the same. And there you see him in your frame. Pit road, a very busy place.
Pack just bit.
You're right. Action on pit road, and it's a very busy place. Matt Smith brings the number 2 Chevy Camaro down pit road. The pole sitter, Aaron Garcia, in the 1 car on pit road. The 90 of King G on pit road as well. Jordan Dorosek at the 74. He stayed out an extra time to lead an extra lap, and he surrenders it now. Brings the 74 Camaro to pit road. 9 wins for him last year in the 2021 MotorMaster Series. Battled hard all the way down to the very end at Phoenix for the championship with the likes of Matt Smith and Jason Doro, Kevin Tattersall, Jesse Carlson, and others. Speaking of Jesse, there's the 20 car. Daryl Burton just behind him in the 39 machine. Timmy Brown in the 8 car riding along with this group. These cars still need to pit, I do believe.
Yeah, Jesse Carlson's the leader, so I don't think he's pit yet.
Yeah, I don't believe he has either. And when it all cycles through, I think it's actually going to be Thomas Kohick, your race leader, because he is now in front of Matt Smith in the 2, but he pit a little bit before the 2 car did, a couple of laps sooner, so Matt should have the slightly fresher tire advantage, and he's definitely in the draft with him now. So who knows? We've got a good battle for the lead here. Once the pit stop cycle all cycles through, you're watching what would be the battle for the lead and for the win. There's Aaron Garcia in the 1, Jordan Dorosek in the 74. They would be 3rd and 4th once all of this cycles through. So we'll keep our camera on Jesse Carlson. He's actually not too far in front of these guys. And now he goes way below the white line on the back straightaway to indicate that he is coming to pit road this time by. Going to hand the lead off to somebody. I don't think anybody else is still out there without having to make their pit stop yet, but could be wrong. We'll find out. The 20 car surrenders the lead. He's on pit road. Jesse Carlson has got a win this year already in the 2022 NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series here on Heat 5. Looking for the same here for the MotorMaster Series. And now this group that was battling up there for the lead all race long, coming out of turn 4 right now, and as they work their way down the front straightaway, I think this might be for the lead. And Jesse Carlson, we'll have to check with our in-race reporters.
Yep.
All
I
right.
think it's Flash.
Yeah, it definitely is. Matt Smith takes the lead, and Jordan Dorosek just took 2nd there. I don't know exactly what happened to Thomas Kohick, but that 38 car went way up the hill, and I don't know if he made contact with the outside wall or not, but it was awfully close, and it was costly to him. He lost 2nd place, and he lost enough ground to the point where he might not even have the draft from that front duo anymore. 3rd, 4th, and 5th might need to work together and draft together to try to run down that top 2. How many laps to go, guys? 17 laps remaining. And the top 5 are on your screen. We'll check in with them again in just a second. See if we can get a little bit of an update on the rest of the running order from 6th on back. Cameron, Alex, what do you got? Where are you running?
And I'm currently battling for 16th.
Okay, so I can piece this together a bit. 6th place is Jason Doro in the 08 Chevy Camaro. And 7th place belongs to Jordan Roughton. Now, is Angelo in the 92 for position with you? Oh, wow. What a rebound for Angelo. Remember, he was involved in that wreck earlier in this race. So he scored an 8th, and looking for 7th on Roughton. He just took it, actually. Alex Tesdall scored in 9th. Josh Cole-Diaz in the 7 car rounds out the top 10. The 51 of Trey Hollywood in 11th. And 2-time world champ Trenton Krentz in the 16 scored in 12th. I believe Terrell Burden in 13th, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. 14th, Jesse Carlson in 15th. 24 cars started the race, 21 left on the racetrack, and they're all chasing your current race leader. That is, I was going to say Matt Smith, but it's now Jordan Dorosek of the 74. He was able to use the draft, and he's got 2 lap pressure tires than Matt Smith, and 4 lap pressure tires than the 1 car and the 38 car. So the 74 might have the advantage here at the finish in this one. Under 15 to go here in Vegas, and honestly, it's going to be a classic NASCAR MotorMaster Series battle for the win at the very end here between Matt and Jordan. We've seen it time and time again. These drivers know each other very, very well. Nobody battled for more wins last season than these two. They combined for a total of 19 wins in the 2021 NASCAR MotorMaster Series. It's batting over 500 together. And just behind them, King G in the 90 just took the 3rd place position away from our pole sitter, Aaron Garcia, in the 1 car. Aaron back to 4th, and that's Thomas Kohick in the 38 running in 5th. And who knows, that might be all by design. Some of these drivers are in the same party chat with each other, and they might be able to organize a group here and draft their way towards that top 2. Kohick in the 38 along for the ride. He's short picked compared to everybody else for this stint. He might even be in a little bit of danger when it comes to his tires making it all the way to the finish. And he runs comfortably in 5th. Alex Tesdahl in the 8. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7. They're running 9th and 10th, and it looks like it kind of looks like Josh is working with them. Looks like he's drafting with them on the straightaways and everything. Top 2 seem to be long gone. They've got the freshest tires of anybody on the racetrack. Well, except for Jesse Carlson, really. The top 2, they stayed out quite an extra couple of laps. They had the track position to do it. They knew they didn't need to short pit to gain anything, and they could afford to stay out a couple of extra laps, and they knew they wouldn't have everybody on their bumper hounding them for that track position. And it's allowed them to drive away from the drivers running 3rd, 4th, and 5th. In fact, it's allowed them to drive away from the field, and they're off on their own island battling for this win at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, round 4 of the 2022 NASCAR MotorMaster Series season. 5th annual season for the MotorMaster Series in these Xfinity cars on the NASCAR Heat games. Started back on NASCAR Heat 2. Pardon me. And we'll throw it down to one of our in-race reporters, Cameron Norton in the 0. Cameron, I believe it's your 1st or 2nd race of the season for the MotorMaster Series. First, actually. You qualified 6th, and you were up there in the top 5 all race long until the final stage came along. What exactly was it that made your race go from good to bad and turn for the worse?
I think we just missed on the adjustments. Car's just tight. I'm going to have to be pitting here because the tires are becoming an issue, as I see some people down pit road right now that's possibly having tire issues as well. We just really missed it. I mean, the speed was there. Wonderful, wonderful race car, and we'll go get him at Phoenix.
10-4, buddy. Good luck to you there. And we'll throw it down to our in-race reporter, Alex Tesdahl, driver of the 8 car. Alex, you qualified 11th. You were a little bit worried, it sounded like, for this one. But right now, you got it up there in the top 10, and there's only really 1 car gaining on you, and it's only because he's got much fresher tires. That's Jesse in the 20 car. How you feeling now with 9th place and a firm hold? especially after a chaotic race like this one. Solid run by both of my in-race reporters, and I would just like to thank them both for joining me here for another broadcast and helping me piece everything together while you drivers are out there doing your thing.
It's been an honor. I always have fun doing it. I think I know I found my other passion as well. I think it's broadcasting, so if I ever catch any time in the MotorMaster series, part-time in broadcasting.
Whoa! Sorry to cut you off. We got a change for the lead. Matt Smith in the 2 car with a wild bonsai move to the inside, and he cleared him. Right before they went into 3, he cleared him. And now he's still there. Jordan was trying to take a look to the outside through 3 and 4. They hit the line. Matt's going to lead this lap, and Jordan again goes to the outside looking for that lead.
I think we might need to pull the camera out for another photo finish.
Yeah, we've had a few of those recently, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
And we can update you, King G running in 3rd. Has driven away, well, he and Aaron Garcia in the 1, they've both driven away from Thomas Kohik, I guess, in the 38. I don't see the 38 car right behind him. Thomas might have actually needed to come back to pit road, and he did. Thomas is leaving pit road right now in that 38 Corvette, or excuse me, Camaro, and that is a shame. He was up there battling for a top 5 finish. So you're right, Cameron. A lot of these drivers that could be a little bit in trouble on tires, they might need to start worrying and pushing that panic button.
Yes.
Because there were some cars that pit before he did.
Yeah, the people that pit before everybody else, I'd be worried about. But the 74 car, he stayed out a little while, so I need to look out for him because I think he can do it.
I think you're right. And, oh man,
White flag.
White flag right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, final corner. And Matt in the 2 was blocking and holding the bottom as much as he could. Jordan drives hard to the outside. I think Matt is either out of fuel or has a flat. And Jordan Dorosek is going to cross the line to win the Jackpot 200 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We're definitely going to need to ask Flash what happened there because he had the lead and he had the preferred line. But in the last turn, Dorosek in the 74 claims his 10th career NASCAR MotorMaster Series win and first of the season, locking himself into the playoffs. I really do think that Matt in the 2 ran out of fuel or he popped a tire at the end. Aaron Garcia is going to finish in 3rd. I think King G in the 90 car is going to hold on to 4th. Take photos of the results for me, gentlemen. Ayrton crashed out earlier.
Alrighty.
Thank you kindly. Shadow, you're quick at it. Congratulations to Jordan Dorosek. We're getting word now. Matt Smith in the 2 sputtered on fuel coming out of turn 4. And that's all it took. That's all Jordan Dorosek in the 74 needed. And pitting those 2 laps later in that run is really what helped Jordan Dorosek win this race. He definitely had one of the cars to beat, a top 3 car for sure. But staying out those extra 2 laps is definitely the insurance that he needed to pick up the win here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. A proud moment for him, I'm sure. First race back and parking it in victory lane. We'll hear from him very shortly. Alrighty, let's get the party started, shall we? And we don't have a number 2 car to pull up for the driver of the 2, Matt Smith, but we're going to start with him. And we'd just like to say congratulations to the 2-time NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion, finishing second here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And it came down to you and Jordan Dorsek in the final corner. And how many times have we said that? You know what I mean? That seems to be a common theme when you two are on the same track at the same time. Great race for you. Tell us what was going through your mind in those last few laps, and tell us what happened out there.
Well, I mean, glad to have him back. You know, I figured he would be one of the guys to beat, you know, like he always is. And man, we were having such a battle out there. I was kind of waiting, you know, most of that run to get a little bit looser so I could really hook the bottom of the corners. And it finally happened, and I was able to get around him, and I was hitting my line, you know, into turn 1 and 2 really well, where he would get the best run off the high side against me, and came down to the final turn. You know, I thought all I had to do was hit my mark, and I'd be good, and started sputtering on gas, heartbroken.
All throughout the race, we saw you battling for the lead, though. What was the speed like in that car? Where did you think you ranked in terms of that? We saw, I believe, 5 or 6 different leaders in today's race.
I mean, usually the first stage, I had to make some tweaks on it. Usually I'm pretty conservative when it comes to sliders when I choose them, so I kind of ride it out until we get that first pit stop. But the first set of changes, it was super fast right off the get-go, but at the end of the long run I was getting extremely loose on exit, and kind of adjusted the right front tire and the wedge a little bit, especially for that last run. I was hoping it'd go green, just not enough. I mean, the car was there, felt like I was driving it well enough to win the race, just came up a little shy on fuel.
2 wins for you in the first 4 races to start the season. Good luck to you at Phoenix and the rest of the way.
All right, thank you. Good job, JWoww.
And let's throw it over to the driver who finished in 3rd. We have him in here now, Aaron Garcia. He's got a win this year as well, and that came just a few weeks ago before the holiday break. Congratulations on a top 3 here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Tell us how the race unfolded from your perspective. We saw you up there battling for the lead pretty much all race long.
Yeah, it was good. The only on the last pit stop is really messed up for me. I couldn't keep up with Flash 9 and the JWoww. The car handled pretty good. The only thing that kept me up there was separated. I wasn't gonna be able to catch them. Yeah, did some adjustments, it real loose so it can hit on to the bottom like Flash 9 said earlier. When it the tires are dull, I don't. But yeah.
Overall, a solid race for you and a great points day as well, earning stage points in both and a top 3 at the end of the day. What are your goals moving forward as the season unfolds? You have a win. You're locked into the playoffs. What do you want to accomplish before you get there?
Just consistency, be in the top 5. Just get some wins too. Just like 2 wins, probably 3.
Setting the bar high, and I like it. That's what you got to do here in the NASCAR MotorMaster Series. Congratulations on a top 3 here tonight at Vegas.
Thank you. Congratulations, JWoww.
And moving forward to victory lane now, and it's a familiar face, though we haven't seen him in a while. It's his first race of the season, and he's done it, folks. In his debut in the 2022 NASCAR MotorMaster Series season, Jordan Dorsek comes back in a big fashion here, big way, parks it in victory lane at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 10th career NASCAR MotorMaster Series win, first of the season, punches his ticket into the playoffs. There's such a big story here for. And I do want to ask you this as well. Those 2 extra laps that you went, did you know that that was the insurance you needed to make it on the tires and fuel to the finish, or was that just a strategy call as you were on the fly there?
Oh yeah, I just oh sorry, I'm still kind of shaking after that, but on the last pit stop I ran a few extra laps in the Flash, and I was able to take 1.5 gallons, so I wasn't worried about gas. And then coming out of 4, I saw Flash just stop. I don't know if I thought he got loose, and then as soon as I was right about to hit the finish line, I started sputtering gas, and I was like, that it came to my mind. I was like, oh, so he probably sputtered a little bit before me. But I don't know if he took a full tank or not. But yeah, I was shaking for like the last 10 laps. So I was like, I'm gonna choke. This is what I always do, and it just fell in our hands.
You and Flash are two of the very best to ever play the NASCAR Heat games, and it's common knowledge around the NASCAR Heat community. What goes through your mind when you're here in NASCAR battling him for these wins? What are you thinking when you see the 2 car right in front of you or right behind you in one of these races?
Well, at first I used to not be intimidated about last season because I just see him every now and then, and we were running the same leagues and stuff. But now, after a while, I'm still kind of jittery getting back on the wheel and back on Heat. But yeah, I think early in stage 1 he got behind me, and stage 1 or stage 2 he got behind me, and I ended up hitting the wall coming out of turn 2, and I was like, oh, he's probably thinking he's intimidating me, but he kind of did a little bit because I tried to play it clean. I didn't want to hit nobody. I didn't want to be that guy. I mean, I ran into a few people, but apologies to them. But I was just on a giddy up. I had to get up to the front because that's what I'm used to seeing, and I just wanted to be in at least the top 3 going into the final stage, because once you're up there, people start relaxing a little bit, and it's try to get to the finish, and that's how it finished out. And I made some adjustments out of stage 2 because the car was super loose, so I tightened it up big time, and it actually helped me in the long run, which in stage 3 when everybody had to pit. So that's why I was allowed to go a few extra laps and had fresher tires at the end.
Well, everything you did here tonight, whether it was first stage, second stage, final stage, it all seemed to work out for you. You're here in victory lane for the 10th time in your MotorMaster career. Congratulations, and good luck the rest of the season.
All right, thank you, Ty-Mac. Hey, thank you, Flash, for racing me clean.
Phenomenal race, phenomenal finish, and a great celebration there for the 74 team and their driver, Jordan Dorsek, in victory lane again here in the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series. Round 4 of the 2022 MotorMaster season in the history books, folks. Up next is Phoenix. We hope you enjoyed this race, and to keep your eye on the NOSSCAR Series Racing YouTube channel for more action coming your way. Stay fast, folks.